All right, finally things are starting to cool down a little bit. We're getting into autumn, hiking time, great hiking weather. In fact, hiking in Japan, if you're gonna come here and hike in Japan, say late October and in early November is fantastic because you're gonna see a lot of red leaves. You get out there, we call them the momiji, the Japanese maples. There are some places, and if you ever come here and ask me about where, because I can tell you some places where it just looks like the mountains are on fire. It's so beautiful. So what I've made, I like to take with me when I go hiking, is energy bars. And these are maple, peanut butter, and chocolate energy bars. Now, they're not an elegant energy bar. When you go to cut them out of the bar after, they start to break apart a little bit, so you get a lot of this kind of leftover, which I call trail mix. You can eat it just like that, or here's another way to eat this. Put it in a big bowl, throw some milk in it. You talk about a fantastic breakfast cereal, and it's healthy for you. It's full of peanut butter and oatmeal goodness, and dense with energy. Fantastic for hiking. So let's go in the kitchen and make some of these bars right now because they're delicious. All right, see you in the kitchen. Right, to make our maple, peanut butter, and chocolate energy bars, well, what we have here is we have 3 cups of rolled oats. We have a 1/4 cup of cocoa powder, 1/2 cup of peanut butter. This is the chunky peanut butter because we want these little chunks of peanut throughout. So we'll go with the chunky peanut butter. If you prefer, you can use the smooth, that's fine. Here I've got a 1/4 cup of maple syrup, and as usual I'm using my favorite, the really robust maple syrup. It's darker, it's got more flavor. Here I have a teaspoon of vanilla, and over here we've got 1/2 teaspoon of salt, and here is a 1/4 ounce or 110 grams of chocolate, dark chocolate, broken up into little pieces, and really small pieces, like you can see, they're quite small. Every once in a while there's a bigger one there, but basically want to run that size. Yeah, that'll test the strength of your fingers breaking those up. There is a kitchen tech video all about the chocolates to use in the Kuma's kitchen and how to break them up and why I would prefer these over chocolate chips. But I digress. Let's get this mixed up. First, we're going to put the oatmeal in here. I'm going to save this because I use that again. Just put all the dry ingredients in here, so except for the chocolate. We're going to put the cocoa powder in here and the salt. And then, just going to mix that up. So I get that cocoa powder throughout the oats here, break up my little chunks. Sometimes the cocoa gets chunky, just break that up. All right, that's looking good. Put that aside for right now. Let's just put that over here. And next thing we're gonna do is mix up the wet ingredients. So we've got the peanut butter. Let's get all that peanut butter into the bowl. So basically I'm just reusing the bowl that we had the oatmeal in. It's a medium bowl. And I'm going to put the maple syrup in with the peanut butter. Do the same with the vanilla extract here, or essence. And then just going to mix that. It takes a bit of mixing to get this all together. You're going to work that maple syrup into, there we go, see, it's all coming together now. Okay, now bring back our oatmeal and cocoa powder mix, and in goes the peanut butter mix. Yeah, I guess it's called the maple peanut butter mix. Then I'm just using my favorite, my plastic spatula is great for cutting through because I'm gonna kind of have to do a lot of cutting and mixing to get this all mixed in. It's gonna be a very dry mix, so it takes a little bit of elbow grease to get this all mixed up because we want this to be able to form into bars. You see I'm cross-hatching back and forth, cutting this way, just to make sure I get all all the wet ingredients mixed into the dry ingredients. Now, depending on your oatmeal, sometimes this will be too dry. That's fine. What we do now is just check it and see. Grab some, squeeze it, squeeze it, and that's holding together, but barely, right? So what we want to do is we want to add a little bit more peanut butter and a little bit more, a little bit more maple syrup. All right, so let's just bring in a little bit more peanut butter. I'm going to try another tablespoon or so of peanut butter. Work that in there. And I think I'm just going to, this is quite a drier oatmeal today. The humidity levels are down in here for some reason. And a little bit of maple syrup. And just start working that again. All right, now after adding some more peanut butter and some more maple syrup, this is looking good. Let's just grab some. There, that's holding together nicely, so that's perfect. Now, I'm gonna add in the chocolate. I'm just gonna distribute that throughout. So again, more mixing. Now once we have the chocolate distributed, we're ready to make the bars. What I've got here is an 8x8 baking pan, and I've run baking paper both ways. So the whole inside is basically lined with baking paper, and then we just pour this mixture in there. Spread it out evenly. And then you want to tamp it down well. So I like to use a fork, just work my way around. All right, that's looking pretty good. All right, this is gonna go now into the oven just for a little bit. We don't really want to bake it much, but we want to melt the chocolate in there a little bit just to bring it all together. So I'm gonna put that in the oven at 350. Like about 10 minutes. We're not really baking it. I say we're just heating it up. And then we're gonna let it cool down and chill it. Go to both extremes. All right, so see you in about 10 minutes. All right, that's just come out of the oven. So we just heated that up a little bit, right? Just want to kind of get things to melt a bit. Now all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a fork while it's still warm and just tamp it down some more. And get a little bit more tamping done here. Yeah. See how the chocolate's melted in there? So it's just going to stick everything together a bit more. So just go around, tamping it down. Now what I'm going to do is, after I finish tamping this, I'm going to let this cool for, until it's cool. Might take a half hour or so. And then it's going to go into the fridge, get chilled. You're going to let it chill for at least an hour, maybe 2 hours. You can leave it in there all day if you want. And then we'll bring it out and cut it into bars. All right, that's looking good. All right, see you later when we go to cut this. All right, so that's been chilling in the refrigerator now for over an hour. What we're gonna do is now cut it into bars. Now, because we use this cooking paper, it's very easy just to lift the whole thing out. There we go. Get onto a cutting board. These down out of the way. And I like to use this guy here or a knife. This is my little spatula, icing spatula. It's a nice thin one, so it's great for cutting things like this. So let's go. And that's going to take a bit of cutting. It's gotten good and stiff. All right. Just kind of cut along. And then any shapes you want them in, like I go like about that size there. They're not the most elegant energy bars because, you know, with the oatmeal going through it and all that, they tend to break apart a little bit sometimes. That's good and solid, see. But they make up for it in flavor and in dense energy. When you're hiking These are fantastic. Now what I would do is you can take them hiking with you. If you just put them in your pocket in something, they're going to break apart. I put them in a little container. I wrap them up in some tin foil or something. Stick them into a container. Put them on my backpack. And then on the trail, and you know this part here where it breaks apart. This is fantastic. This is like trail mix. So enjoy these maple peanut butter and chocolate energy bars and have a great hike. Now if you go to the link appearing on the screen, you can get the free printable recipe for maple peanut butter and chocolate energy bars on our website. Remember to go check out also the kitchen tech video on the chocolate we use and breaking up the chocolate in pieces and why we use it instead of chocolate chips. Now go print out the recipe. Have fun making and eating these energy bars and make cooking fun again with Kuma's Kitchen.